it.
All right, I've called a meeting order, the regular meeting of the North Augusta Board of Zoning Appeals for August 5th, 2025. Next item on the agenda is roll call.
Kathy Stallworth.
Kevin Skaggs.
Bill Burkhalter.
Jim Newman.
London Smith is absent. We have a quorum, so we'll move forward. Next item is the approval of the minutes of the July meeting. I looked at them and they looked good to me. I don't know what the rest of you think.
All right, I have
Thank
one.
you.
Second page, first paragraph. The business would be conducted entirely off-site with no business activities occurring at the applicant's home. But she is billing and all that, scheduling and everything from the home. I mean, it's just minor, but, you know, with no, maybe we could just say it another way. Yeah, how about that? That's right. But she said she was going to devote a room or whatever to that. Yeah.
Anything else?
Motion.
Motion to approve as amended. So moved. Burkhalter moved and got a second, Ms. Kathy. And all in favor, raise your hand. Okay, minutes are approved. Thank you. All right, so next thing is confirmation of the agenda. We have 3 applications for variances. 2 of them, the first 2 at the same address. Anything else to add or modify?
No, sir, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, I think what I'd like to do is we'll do the public hearing for the first 2 together, but I have to go through the consideration separate.
Right.
That makes sense? Okay. All right, so I'll read we'll consider the agenda confirmed then. So I'll go and move to the first one, and then I'll probably read item 6 also right after this. So, first item is ZV 25-006, an appeal by Matthew Carey for a variance from Article 5 Uses and Use Conditions, Section 5.3.5.6, to allow an accessory dwelling of 1,200 square feet. The request affects approximately 0.21 acres, Zone R5, mixed residential, located at 626 West Buena Vista Avenue, TPN 007-09-12-002. Can I read the next one?
Yes.
Item 6. That's for item 6. Since we're doing the public hearing of 2 at the same time.
Yeah.
Is that it? Okay. This next item is ZV 25.
No, that's the first.
That's the same one.
It's 7. It's
007.
7. I'm sorry. I could probably read it from my agenda.
There you go.
Okay.
On screen now.
The second item at this address is ZB 25-007, an appeal by Matthew Carey for a variance for maximum setback from Article 5 Use and Use Conditions, Section 5.3.5.4, to allow a structure that exceeds 800 square feet of ground floor area to have a 3-foot setback. The request affects approximately 0.21 acres, Zone R5, mixed residential, located at 626 West Buena Vista Avenue, TPN 007-09-12-002. And I'll call the open the public hearing for both of these. And so you want to kick us off?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. This is for a 1,200 square foot detached garage. There's a 1,536 square foot primary building on the lot. 1,200 square feet detached garage would go in the rear yard. Pretty much my understanding is where the pool is at. You'll see in the photos that the pool is gone. Access to the garage will be through the existing garage, which is, if you were facing, which is looking at the subject parcel, is on the right side of the house there. That's a little bit closer look there at the house. You can see here where the pool, this backyard where the 1,200 square foot detached garage would go. Over to the right is an example of what they're planning on putting there. They're also requesting the minimum setback is 5 feet. And for a building this size, they're requesting that to be reduced to 3 feet. This is it. There's also an existing shed in the backyard. My understanding it's going to be done away with. If he goes up to 3 feet setback, this is not your issue, but he may be required to fire rate the wall. That would be between him and the building official. There are some exceptions to that, and I don't know if he's going to fall into the exception for this or not, but I just wanted to get that out there so he's heard it. But that's the application from the applicant as I understand it. Side. Yes. And one of the recommendations, let me see if I can find that. One of the recommendations that we put in there, should you grant the variance, is if you look at how this garage is laid out and put it on his lot, the slope of the roof is going to put the rain falling on that property line. And that's why we recommended the gutter with the downspout, was to try to do away with any impact of that water running on the property line from the building. Any questions for me?
But the slope of the property kind of goes toward the back corner. Is that right? Did I read that numbers right? So it's going to go somewhere.
Yep.
Right. I don't have any more questions for you, I don't think. Anybody else have any questions for Mr. Tommy? Okay.
Now, isn't there, and it might not pertain to this, but isn't there encouragement to build apartments or housing, or not to that thing, rental properties in the back of the residential at one time here in the downtown area?
I would say that I would not say it's encouraged. It's allowed. And those apartments are not allowed to be over 800 square feet either.
That's where I was going, because I didn't know what the
It's-
difference was or whatever.
Yeah, it's got the same square footage limitation.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Anything else? Ask the applicant to come forward then. I'm supposed to swear you in. So
All right.
swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Thank you. State your name and address for the record, please.
It's Matthew Carey, and it's 626 West Point Vista Avenue.
Okay. You want to add anything or?
He covered it pretty well. I'm looking to build a detached garage. The house currently has a single car garage in it. It's not really able to be used. It's I drive full size vehicles. You can pull into it. You can't open the doors in there. The house had an addition to it done in the early 2000s, but the entire upstairs is nothing but room. So there is no attic space. There is no basement space. Not really a lot of storage options inside the home. So I'm looking for a somewhat larger building to be able to store 2 vehicles, all my lawn equipment, and household storage and things. And, somewhere where I can work on my vehicles and not be outside in the sun and stuff like that. And also with the setback, I'm requesting 3 foot because, as he stated, you have to drive through the current garage to access the rear of the house. That side of the house is only located 2 foot 4 inches off the property line as it sits right now. So I'm asking for the setback just to ease, getting in and out of the shop.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really about it.
So 2 vehicles, that was one of my questions.
Yeah, 2 vehicles. Yes, sir.
I think I went to Google Maps and I saw 4 out there or something.
Well, one of them's gone now. So
Okay, so two vehicles.
yeah, 2 full-size trucks.
And how big is this structure you're tearing down?
Yeah. So the shop that's out there right now, the little shed, it is, I believe, 15 by 15. It's coming down. The pool has already been removed, and the structure on the back of the house, the screen room, it is also 12 by 14. It's coming off as well.
So that's
You did not add that screen room.
No, ma'am. That was on. I've only owned the property since December.
Oh, okay.
that's 225 square foot of X that you're just replacing, basically.
Yes, sir.
All right.
And is that that what you're taking out? Is what's shown?
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh.
So the shed right there will come out, and as well as that screen room. And in regards to the rain situation with the slope of the roof and stuff, we are putting gutters on, and they will be not just ran onto the ground. They're going to go into a drain There's an old septic system on site, and it will be tied into that drain field, so it'll actually leach into the ground and not be just run off into somebody's yard.
Okay.
Just a curiosity, will you still have to drive through your car garage to get back there?
Yes, sir. Yes. Yeah, it has a garage door in the front and rear, so when you open it up, it's a straight shot through.
Okay. Like it was made for that almost.
Well, it originally had a back wall. My dad took it out
Okay.
20 years ago. So
Okay.
Now, is that your fence or is it the wooden fence? Is that your fence? Is it on the property line? Or?
all of the wooden fence belongs to me. It is 1 foot inset of the property line. Yes, ma'am. And a lot of it will be getting replaced. It's seen a fair amount of damage during the storm that came through. So in the process of doing all this, a lot of the fencing is going to get replaced as well.
So if I'm reading this right, you got the shed, but I'm assuming it's filled up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And so you need more.
I need more. Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah. It has enough to store my lawn equipment and a few other things, but other than that, it's a very small space.
Okay.
Can I ask a question, Mr. Cox? You said something that kind of hit me. You said your dad took back wall off 20 years ago. Is this family home?
Yeah,
family owned it.
My dad owned it prior to me, so I actually grew up in this house.
Okay.
So
Still does.
So-
You
so-
own it now?
I own it now. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So it's not like you went out and just bought a house. This is something that's been in the family.
Yeah, it's been in the family for quite a while. Since '95, I believe.
I didn't think it was that old. Yeah.
It was built in '42.
What?
It was built in '42.
Oh, in 42.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, it's getting up there. It needs a little love.
Okay. Well, it looks nice. I mean, I go by there. It looks
Thank
nice.
you. I appreciate that.
I think I'm done. You good? All right.
Mhm.
All right. Anybody else want to come speak for or against this, either application? I think it's just us.
I would note that this was a sign put in the front yard, and it was advertised in the newspaper as well. And we haven't received any calls on it.
Okay, thank you. All right, so I will close the public hearing on these 2 applications. And so we're going to I got to do the consideration of each application separately because the write-ups are just different.
Right.
So the way this works for variances, there are, I have to look every time, 10 criteria we got to meet, and we got to answer in the affirmative for all 10 in order to grant the variance. So we can grant it, we can approve it with conditions, or deny it. So we go through all 10. And rather than listen to me read too much, I'm just going to read the question and we'll discuss it. So you'll hear the questions as we discuss it. So, okay. Then I find my starting point here. Okay, so there's 10 criteria, so I'll begin with, number one, and this follows, following this analysis required by the Development Code, section 5.1.4.5.b. And so I'll read the question, applicant's, comments, and then staff commentary, then we'll discuss each one. So the first criteria is that an unnecessary hardship exists. The applicant states strict enforcement of the 800 square foot limitation would result in an unnecessary hardship for the applicant as it prohibits reasonable use of the property in a manner consistent with modern residential needs, especially for larger lots with basements, attics, or attached multi-car garages. A smaller garage would be insufficient to store the applicant's vehicles and equipment, leading to unsafe outdoor storage, exposure to the elements, or the need for multiple accessory structures, which could be more visually intrusive and impractical. The hardship is not self-created. It arises from a combination of property size, absence of built-in storage options, and the physical needs of standard household use. Staff notes that the applicant's stated hardship appears to relate to the need for additional living space to accommodate family members or enhance comfort, which is a common residential circumstance. The Development Code establishes a maximum size of 800 square feet for accessory structures in order to ensure they remain subordinate in scale and function to the principal residence. So, do we agree on that necessary hardship exists?
Well, I'm confused that, because I didn't hear this from him. Staff notes that the applicant's stated hardship appears to relate to the need for additional living space to accommodate family members.
By living
Talk
space,
about your vehicles.
by living space, she meant including living space, including storage.
To accommodate family members.
To accommodate family members, correct, their storage needs.
So that's the way I read it. So you got basically three problems. You got limited storage in the house, and then you got no functional garage, and then you got two vehicles you'd like to put inside of a garage. The current one doesn't have, so I'm okay with that, the hardship. About the rest of y'all.
All
You
of
good?
it.
You good?
I know where Kathy's coming from. Kind of sounds like it depends on how you translate it as living
Yeah.
space.
Gives them more living space in the house.
To get the stuff outside.
Move the clutter somewhere else. All right, you good?
Mhm.
All right, so we're good with question one. Great. Number two, there are extraordinary and exceptional conditions pertaining to the particular piece of property. The applicant states that the subject property possesses several exceptional and unique physical characteristics, including lot size. The property is of adequate size to support a structure this size. Topography, the lot includes areas naturally screened by vegetation and fencing, ideal for siting a larger structure discreetly. An absence of existing storage, while the principal structure does have an attached single-car garage. If a vehicle is parked inside, you are unable to open the doors. Furthermore, the attached garage lacks adequate room for storage of tools, lawn equipment, household items, as well as a single vehicle, and the picture was attached in the packet. The principal structure also lacks a basement or attic, making a single larger accessory building essential. These characteristics create a unique set of circumstances that support the need for a size variance not generally applicable to other parcels. So are we in agreement that the extraordinary exceptional conditions pertain to property?
Yes,
Does it
I'm
meet
okay
those?
with that.
I'm all right with that.
I'm good too. That the use of the garage is a little unique. The single car garage.
That you can't open the doors.
They can't open the doors, and you can't if you need it.
But it was built in 42. They could open the doors to the cars.
If you need to drive through it, you can't put stuff in it. Storage.
Right.
So I'm okay with two. Everybody okay with two? Good. All right, we're okay with two. Number three. The conditions do not generally apply to other property in the vicinity. The applicant states that most properties in the surrounding area or smaller in size and cannot physically accommodate a 1,200 square foot garage while maintaining setbacks in green space, I guess, including built-in garage, basements, or other storage structures, and are situated either where a larger accessory structure might disrupt the neighborhood aesthetic. Because of these differences, the circumstances described in this request do not apply broadly and represent a legitimate and site-specific justification for relief from the code. Staff notes that the applicant states nearby lots are smaller, have more built-in storage, and are situated closer together. How do we feel about that? To me, it looked like all the lots are about the same size. Yeah.
You're correct.
Mhm.
Lots are.
Okay. But when I could tell, you could get to access the backyard in the other one. You had to drive
Yes.
through the house.
I was trying to figure out how they built this house back in the 40s, this close to the property.
Right.
I know.
So I'm good with 3.
There's a lot going on in that neighborhood that makes you wonder. All right.
You good 3?
Yeah, I'm okay.
You good 3? All right, we're good with 3. Number 4, because of the conditions, the application of this chapter to the particular piece of property would effectively prohibit or unreasonably restrict the utilization of the property. The applicant states that the development code's 800 square foot limit, while intended to preserve neighborhood character, imposes an unreasonable restriction on the applicant's ability to use the property effectively. Without a variance, the applicant must consider costly off-site storage solutions. Equipment and vehicles may remain outdoors, posing safety, aesthetic, and stormwater concerns. And then the applicant cannot reasonably use a large private lot for typical residential purposes, such as storing multiple vehicles and tools securely. The restriction limits full and practical residential use of the property without serving a proportionate public or neighborhood interest in this specific case. Staff notes that the applicant states that an 800 square foot accessory structure would be inadequate for the property's storage needs, resulting in outdoor storage or off-site options. Accessory structures are permitted up to 800 square foot by right. And so you say you're good? Yeah. You're good. Yeah, so the conditions, you got a house without enough storage or functional garage. It would, so that causes an unreasonable restriction utilizing the property.
Right. I'm just thinking about the size of this thing, which is bigger than my first house. So I'm just trying to think how it's going to fit on this lot. But I guess if you're getting rid of the shed, storage shed, and you've gotten rid of the pool, and you're going to get rid of the screened area.
There's an attachment that shows the layout of where it's going to be. I think it affects.
Right, we have that, yeah. Mhm.
It's gonna be neater.
Hmm?
I said it's gonna be,
Neater.
more succinct, done, I think.
So I'm good with 4. You good?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Good. All right, we're good with 4. Number 5, the authorization of a variance will not be a substantial detriment to adjacent property or to the public good, and the character of the district will not be harmed by the granting of the variance. Harm to the character of the district may include structures that are significantly out of scale in the creation of the potential for the creation of excessive noise, light, traffic, or incompatible late night activity. The applicant states the granting of this variance will not result in substantial detriment to neighboring properties or the public for the following reasons. Garage will be located behind the primary residence and meet all required setbacks, except for the one you're applying for, as well as not exceed the height of the primary structure. The structure will be designed to match the existing home. Existing trees and landscaping will buffer their view from adjacent lots. No commercial activity, rentals, or living space will be incorporated in the garage. There will be no impact to traffic utilities or drainage patterns in the neighborhood. This variance would allow for reasonable property use without compromising the public good or the residential character of the area. Staff notes that the applicant states the proposed structure will be behind the principal dwelling. The applicant will not meet all setbacks because he is requesting additional variance for setbacks in the next application. The applicant also notes that no commercial or residential use will occur within the structure. Staff also notes that with the addition of the 1,200 square foot garage, approximately 29% of the lot will be covered by buildings. There is not access to the rear yard except through the existing garage. So,
See, that's why we've got to fix that first thing, accommodate family living. You see, because now we're saying there's going to be no family living there. So that just needs to be reworded, I think, in the first one, or whatever it was, the second one.
yeah, so it's not going to be used for living space.
Right, it's not going to be used for living space.
So we're not, are we okay with it? It's gonna be bigger than what's, you can argue that it might be a little bit out of scale, it's bigger than 800, but it's just a.
Well, it's
400
not
square-
taller. It's not taller though. I think that's the issue on Crystal Lake, which is so horrible. But
And it's gonna match.
match the
match
existing structure.
I'm good with 5, you good? All right, so we're good with 5. Item 6 is, signs, so that's not applicable, so we're good with CNA on that one. Item 7, the Board of Zoning Appeals may not grant a variance to the effect of which would be A, to allow the establishment of a use not otherwise permitted in a zoning district. The staff notes the use of the property is residential and remain a residence allowed in R5 mixed residential district. The applicant is not requesting the establishment of a use not otherwise permitted in the district. B, to extend physically a non-conforming use of land. The variance does not extend to a physically non-conforming use of this land. And then C, to change zoning district boundaries shown on the official zoning map. The application does not propose a change to the zoning district boundaries, so we're good with 7. Meet all of those. Number 8, if the unnecessary hardship is self-imposed by the applicant, the variance should not be granted. The applicant has explained that the need for the variance comes from the layout and features of the property, not from something they did themselves. Oh, that's what staff note said. And are we good? I'm good with 8. We're good with 8. Number 9, the fact that the property may be utilized more profitably should a variance be granted shall not be considered grounds for a variance. Staff notes that the applicant's request is not based on making the property more profitable. Applicant has stated that he will use the accessory structure for residential use only. I'm good with 9. Good? Yeah. We're all good with 9, Jim? All right. We're all good with 9. And then the last one, number 10. Granting a variance, the Board of Zoning Appeals may attach to it such conditions regarding the location, character, or other features of the proposed building structure or use as the board may consider advisable to promote the public health, safety, or general welfare. And then, if approved, staff will recommend the following conditions. So there's 4 of them. Number 1, this variance, if granted, shall not exceed 1,200 square feet. Number 2, no commercial use shall be permitted within the accessory structure. Number 3, the building should be designed and built as conceptually shown. And 4, the building should be placed where conceptually shown. Are we good with 10 and those 4 conditions?
Right.
I think the conditions are fair.
Yeah, I'm good. You good? So we're good with all number 10 and those 4 conditions. And are you good with the conditions? Okay. All right. So we've answered in the affirmative for all 10. So do you have a motion to approve?
Based on the findings previously discussed and voted on, I move the application DD 25-006, a request by Matthew Carey of variance pursuant to sections granted with following conditions. This variance shall not exceed 1,200 square feet. 2, no commercial use shall be permitted within an accessory structure. 3, the building should be designed and built as conceptually shown. And 4, the building shall be placed where conceptually.
We got a motion to approve of 4 conditions from Mr. Newman. You have a second? Then Mr. Burkholder have a second.
Okay, he can have that second.
All right, so we got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. All right, it's approved. That variance is approved. Okay, so now we'll move to the next one. And this is same residence, ZV 25-007. So I'll go straight to, we've already had the public hearing. Go straight to the consideration phase. Same 10 questions. So number 1, this is for the setback. An unnecessary hardship exists. The applicant states the current 5-foot setback requirement imposes an unnecessary hardship by significantly limiting the buildable area of the lot due to the lot's dimensions, obsolete septic system, limited accessibility, and the need to maintain functional interior space compliance with the setback would render the project impractical or architecturally infeasible, force design compromises that reduce the usability of the new space, and prevent improvements that are typical and reasonable for similar lots in the area. This hardship arises not from the applicant's actions, but from the rigid application of the zoning standards that fail to account for the lot's unique characteristics. Staff notes the applicant has identified several physical constraints, including limited lot dimensions and site accessibility issues. Then you just try to keep it more in line, driving straight in. Is that correct? So I'll be good that the hardship exists. Oh, you're good?
I'm good. I guess what I'm not good with is for the lot's unique characteristics. The lot actually is not unique. The fact that the house is
House is unique.
house is unique.
Yeah, the lot with present improvements.
Right, the lot with present improvements.
Has unique characteristics.
Right.
Yes. So,
I'm
you
fine.
Good? You're fine?
Yeah.
I'm good with number 1 also, so we're good with 1. Number 2, there are extraordinary and exceptional conditions pertaining to the particular piece of property. The applicant states this property has several exceptional conditions that make strict enforcement of the 5-foot setback especially burdensome. Lot configuration. The lot is narrow in width and the only access to the rear of the property is via pass-through garage on the east side of the main structure, limiting access. Existing structures. The main structure is already situated close to one side of the lot, leaving limited room for expansion while maintaining code compliance on both sides. Topography or easements. The property contains an obsolete septic tank that restricts buildable space in other directions. These conditions are specific to this parcel and are not commonly found in surrounding lots. Staff notes that the applicant has described several site-specific constraints, including narrow lot width, limited rear access through an existing garage. These factors may constitute extraordinary conditions that are not typically of nearby properties, particularly if they are significantly limited placement options for accessory structures. The location of the existing home also appears to constrain available space on one side of the lot. The accessibility to the proposed garage is limited by the primary building on the property. The rear yard is only accessible by going through the garage attached to the residence. So we're good with number 2. I'm good. You good? So we're good with 2. Number 3, the conditions do not generally apply to other property in the vicinity. The applicant states that most other properties in the immediate area are larger in width or more regularly shaped, already developed in ways that allow more flexible expansion, situated on flatter terrain or without obstructive easements. As a result, the hardship created by the setback regulation is unique to this property and does not generally apply to others in the district. And I think the rear access is unique for this property, the way you access the rear. of the yard.
Yeah, but I thought most of those, I mean, those lots were, the way the thing, our paper shows them, they're all the same size.
Right. But they don't have garages, is that right? So you can access.
Well,
the
I
yard.
understand that, but I'm talking about the lot.
Yeah.
The lots are all the same size,
Yeah, but the access is different.
but the access is different. So, I mean, I'm
That's the
fine
way I
with
was
that, but
looking at
see, look, see how those lots are
Yeah.
all the same size. It's hard to see that when you're down there because people have built all sorts of stuff all over their lots.
Are you good with 3?
Mhm.
I'm good with 3. All right, we're all good with 3. Number 4, because of the conditions, the application of this chapter to a particular piece of property would effectively prohibit or unreasonably restrict the utilization of the property. The applicant states that the development code's uniform application of a 5-foot setback prohibits any meaningful addition to on the affected size of the property, effectively limiting reasonable use of the lot. The setback requirement prevents improvements that would enhance the property's livability and functionality. Restriction restricts architectural continuity by requiring a disjointed or impractical floor plan, and then undermines property value by limiting modernization or necessary upgrades. The septic system, would you be encroaching on that if you shifted it over?
Yes, sir, it would be within 3 foot. And the issue with the septic system is it got taken out years and years ago, but the ground is continually sinking. In that bottom picture right there, that's actually a pile of dirt that stays in the backyard to continually fill that hole in because for the last probably 6 or 7 years,
Okay.
it's continually
So,
gone deeper.
thank you. I read, the way I read it, that was a big issue.
Right.
Encroaching on that. So I'm good with 4. I am. You good? So you good?
Mhm.
All right, we're good with 4. Number 5, the authorization of a variance will not be a substantial detriment to adjacent property or to the public good, and the character of the district will not be harmed by the granting of the variance. Harm to the character of the district may include structures that are significantly out of scale and the creation or potential for the creation of excessive noise, light, traffic, or incompatible late night activity. The applicant states that granting this variance will not result in any adverse effects to neighboring properties of the public. Proposed setback maintains adequate separation to ensure fire safety, privacy, and light access. There will be no encroachment onto neighboring lots or public right-of-way. The visual character and use patterns of the neighborhood will be preserved, and adjacent neighbors have been consulted and have not raised any objections to the request. The project is consistent with the scale and character of surrounding development and does not impair the purpose or intent of the zoning ordinance. Staff notes the proposed structure appears consistent in character with the surrounding development. The building elevation shown will have the roof slope discharging rain water along the property line with adjacent parcel. The roof slope with the reduced setback may impact the adjacent parcel with water runoff. And then I see a proposed
Well, he's
condition.
addressed that with the gutters, and the gutters, the rain, water is gonna run off into
Okay,
the ditch.
okay. So, are we good with number 5?
I just have a question of Tommy. Did you send letters to the neighbors like we usually do?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, all property owners within 200,
200
Feet.
feet, right.
and it's posted with a sign.
Yeah.
Big yellow sign.
Yeah, I saw it, yeah.
Hey, neighbors couldn't miss that.
I got out of the car and read it because this was before we got there. So.
So we good with 5?
Mhm.
I'm good with 5 also. Number 6, that's signs, that's NA. Number 7, the Board of Zoning Appeals may not grant a variance to the effect of which would be A, to allow the establishment of a use not otherwise permitted in the zoning district. The use of property is residence and will remain a residence allowed in R5 mixed residential district. The applicant is not requesting the establishment of a use not otherwise permitted in the district. B, to extend physically a non-conforming use of land. The variance request requested pertains solely to the placement of the accessory structure and does not extend a physically conforming use of land. And then C, to change zoning districts boundaries shown on the official zoning map. The application does not propose a change to the zoning district boundaries. So we made all three of those, so 7 is good. Number 8, if the unnecessary hardship is self-imposed by the applicant, the variance should not be granted. The applicant has explained that need for the variance comes from the layout and features of the property, not from something they did themselves. So it's driven by the placement of the garage, and you got the septic tank, the old septic system encroachment, and so it's not something that's self-imposed. So anyway, I'm good with 8. You're good? Okay. We're all good with 8. Number 9, the fact that the property may be utilized more properly should a variance be granted, shall not be considered grounds for a variance. The applicant's request is not based on making the property more profitable. The applicant has stated that he will use the accessory structure for residential use only. I'll be good with 9.
Right.
I'm good. Yep. Good. Jim, good? All right. Number 10, the last one. In granting a variance, the Board of Zoning Appeals may attach to it such conditions regarding the location, character, or other features of the proposed building structure or use that the board may consider advisable to promote the public health, safety, or general welfare. And then the staff recommends 6 conditions if approved. Number 1, the accessory structure shall maintain a minimum setback of 3 feet from the property line as requested. No further encroachment beyond this shall be permitted. Number 2, the structure must comply with all applicable building and fire codes. Number 3, no windows or openings shall be installed on the wall of the accessory structure closest to the adjacent property to protect privacy and fire safety. Number 4, gutters and downspouts shall be installed along the roof edge adjacent to the property line, and that water will be directed away from the adjacent property. Number 5, the building should be construction and sited as conceptually shown. And number 6, landscaping or fencing may be required along the property line to mitigate visual impacts and maintain neighborhood character.
Well, I tell you, that's gonna be pretty tough to put something in 3 feet and maintain it.
Yeah. We didn't
know,
talk
with
about
that fence.
We didn't talk about the fence on that.
That's why I said included the option of a fence.
What's that, Tommy? I
It
didn't,
includes the option of fencing instead of landscaping.
instead of landscaping, right?
Landscaping or fencing. Okay. You might have comments on the 6 conditions?
I see it, landscaping or fencing, okay.
Are you okay with all 6 of them? Okay. All right. So I guess we're good with 10?
Yeah.
All right. So we're good with 10. We've answered in affirmative for all 10. We have a motion to approve.
Based on the findings previously discussed and voted on, I move that application BZ 25-007, a request from Matthew Carey for a variance pursuant to Article 5, Table 5.5-2, be approved with the following conditions. 1, the accessory structure shall maintain a minimum setback of 3 feet from the property line as requested. No further encroachment beyond this shall be permitted. 2, the structure must comply with all applicable building and fire codes. 3, no windows or openings shall be installed on the wall of the accessory structure closest to the adjacent property to protect privacy and fire safety. 4, gutters and downspouts shall be installed along the roof edge adjacent to the property line, and that the water will be directed away from the adjacent property. 5, the building shall be constructed and sited as conceptually shown. And 6, landscaping or fencing may be required along the property line to mitigate visual impacts and maintain neighborhood character.
Okay, we got a motion to approve with 6 conditions. We have a second.
Second.
Mr. Skaggs, before you have a vote, you said fencing may be required. Is it required? The recommendation in there was, but that it would be if y'all wanted it, but the way you worded it may be required, and you're the final deciding factor of if it is or if it isn't.
I understand that the fencing, there
The
is a
fencing
fence already
there.
there.
And he was going to
gonna
replace
repair.
it in the way.
Does it go across the back of your property also? Okay.
That's what our recommendation, but my correct, that's the question. Y'all are the ultimate deciders there.
Well, I think we have to require fencing because it's gonna be very difficult to landscape that. You can't landscape it 3 feet and maintain it.
But the fence is already there, is
The
that right?
fence is there, but
It
there's,
would,
if we don't require it, there's nothing that would
it
make
could be
him
taken
He could-
down.
he
keep
could
him
take it
from
down.
take it down.
Okay,
Future owner could.
so I'm okay with is required.
Mhm.
Are you good okay with that? Is required?
It is required.
Okay, you good with that? All right.
Fencing or landscape is required.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay. You still second?
I second it, right.
All right, so we got a motion with 6 conditions and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. It's unanimous. Both of your applications are approved. Good luck to you. Thank you. All right. All right, our third and final one tonight is ZV 25-008, an appeal by Kara Reich. Wow, okay, thank you. I was guessing. For a variance for the maximum height from Article 6, Building and Lot Design, Section 6.3.4.1, to allow a 7-foot fence in the front yard setback. The request affects approximately 0.47 acres on R7 small lot, single family residential located at 1010 Carolina Avenue, TPN 007-06-15-007. And I guess I can open up the public hearing. Can you kick us off?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. This is on Carolina Avenue and subject parcel. Give you an idea of what we're looking at here. And this is a Google Street View before the fence. And then this is the fence. That basically, the development code allows an 8-foot fence, anything behind the front plane of the yard, of the house. Anything in front of the house, beyond the front plane, is required to be no higher than 6 feet. This code enforcement located, noticed this, and contacted the property owner, and basically was given, as we always do, 2 options. One is to make it in compliance, or 2, you can ask for a variance from y'all. If the variance is approved by y'all, then it complies, and code enforcement's job is done. We have compliance with the ordinance. But it also gets it out in the public view where it's the decision made in public by y'all and not staff. So that is why it's here before you tonight. The one, I think, recommendation that the staff had, and it did come from me, so I fess up to it, is I do have some concerns there where you see the end of the fence, where it is, see if there's a, nope, not a better, if you see it on the, looking on the right-hand side a little bit more, I worry about a little bit about visibility for pedestrians, particularly bicyclists that may be on the sidewalk there. And that is why my staff's recommendation to y'all, if y'all were to approve it, was to maybe require within 60 days or 30 days, a certain time limit, that that last panel be lowered to 4 feet or done away with. Just for that safety reason. You know, a car coming out of that driveway is always going to come out further before you can see. So typically, and me and the chairman had this discussion earlier today, at a corner where 2 streets intersect, there is a sight triangle requirement. Well, there is not a side triangle requirement here because it's not two streets. And she is allowed to go to the property line at 4 feet in height. So, but that extra few feet may or may not make a difference. Anyway, that's the one recommendation I think that we've got in there from staff. You got any questions for me?
Well, we do have a picture in our packet that shows that.
Okay.
Right.
That picture there that shows the picture on the left a little bit better.
So that last panel you're saying needs to be pulled down to 4 feet.
If you were to approve this, and of course, you could approve it at the current height all the way to the property line. That's within your right. My recommendation, though, if you're going to approve the fence, take that last panel and make it at least comply with the 4 feet so that you'd have better visibility and, you know, at the end of the driveway.
All right, I won't probably be a smart ass on this one, but wouldn't that car not parked on the sidewalk be more of a concern than the fence?
I don't have jurisdiction on the car on the sidewalk.
All right, so that's why I was being a smart ass on that. Back to the fence though, could she angle it from the corner up to the middle post? Still be, you know, instead of just having 4 foot and then up to the 8 foot, could she kind of put a slope to kind of still give you that little bit of, I know it's whatever we decide.
Yes, it's whatever you decide.
Because then my next question would be, what is the apartments next to it? Is that considered commercial property then?
That would be residential.
But isn't there still supposed to be some type of a buffer or some type of requirements of some sort? I know there was fence and a bunch of bushes at one time.
Those, I don't know. I mean, those predate anything that we have, you know, that we have in our records.
What I read was the impression I got. I'm familiar with the property, but there was a bunch of fir trees or something that were actually belonged to the next door, but you had to maintain them or trim them and all of that.
That one.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
But is there something requiring some type of
Well, I think
separation between
I
apartments?
think those trees were put there as a buffer when those apartments. What was his name? Story. Bill. Mel's story when he built those apartments. I think that the trees were the buffer, and then they became nobody took care of them, and I guess Nell and Austin trimmed them up sometimes, but they were pretty unsightly.
And you can,
You might as well come on up now.
I can see her now. She's the voice behind the podium.
I swear, yeah.
Okay.
Swear to tell
Oh.
truth, whole truth, nothing but truth, so help you God.
Yes.
State your name and address for the record, please.
It's Kara Raish, and my address is 1010 Carolina Avenue.
Okay, thank you. Jump in here, help us
Okay.
out again.
So there was a chain link fence behind the shrubbery that came all the way out. And I just took that down and replaced it with the wood fence and tried really hard to do something aesthetically pleasing. I was not aware of the code. I saw the code and assumed that it applied to the front fence, which you see there's that picket fence that was built at like 3.5 feet. And then I just did the replacement of the wood continuing around and was going to continue all the way around to the left side. I have a huge pile of lumber that's bowing in my backyard because I was in the middle of building this when Landon came by and gave me the news on this. So I've only built the one side, but that's the plan, was to build all the way around. But I had the small 4 feet fence in the front, thinking I was complying. And now I realize the code's from out from the front, but wasn't intending to do this at all, or to be standing here.
So,
So
7-foot fence is gonna come all the way to the front on the other side of the church side?
No,
Oh.
no, it's going to stop at the picket fence because that's where the other fence is. And aesthetically, it wouldn't have looked right.
Well,
Sure
I'm
that-
glad you say that because I thought it was going to be really unattractive if you came up all the way with.
I
both
agree.
sides.
I
And
agree.
I knew you already, I just live right in the 900 block of West, so I'm very
Oh,
familiar
okay.
with your property. But I know that picket turns, the fence turns, and so I was so hoping you were
No.
not saying.
No, no. It's going to stop at the fence. Yes, absolutely. I'm all about aesthetics. My background is interior design for 22 years. And so I'm all about how it looks.
So the 7 foot is not going to come on the opposite side all the way.
No, it was going to end where the picket fence
Picket
begins
Where's
There's
the
some really
picket
some
fence?
bushes there now.
on the
In the
opposite
front
side.
yard.
Mhm,
Front
the-
yard.
Is,
Got a picture.
is that the
Yes,
front plane of the house? It
it's
won't
the
extend
front
beyond-
left side, and then the right side is what you were showing in the last pictures. But there is a picture in the packet.
All right, if I can't find that.
So really, you're not doing anything on the church side of the property.
No, that's the side we were just talking about.
Yeah, she's
That's
gonna run this from the front part of the house back to the property line and across the back. To the
Oh, the backyard, but the front.
No, the
yard-
front, she's already, the
gonna keep it
picket
like
fence
this.
turns towards the church.
Yeah.
And wants to run the, fence,
Wood fence.
the new fence up to that picket.
There's a chain link fence
Right.
there now, it's exactly like the chain link that was on the other side, only it's much shorter, the other side. And there's a picture in the pictures showing the previous chain link fence, which was removed.
There is.
And
See the one with the old Ford in front.
yes, probably a very
Close
good
next
one.
behind the telephone pole, you can see the chain link fence
Okay.
in the bushes.
Oh, yeah.
So it was very unsightly, ugly. It had to go in my vision.
But that's on the apartment side, right?
That was on the apartment side. So that was how this fence came about, this was a replacement. And then I was going to continue it all the way around because it goes all the way around the back. And
But your
And-
7-foot wood fence new was gonna come to basically the front of the house on the church side.
No.
But not to the.
Oh,
but
the
not
front
to
of the
street.
house.
Not in front of the house, but to the
To
back
the-
corner of the house or to the house.
past the back corner of the left side of the house to where the picket fence ends. There's currently chain link there.
Which is how far, I think what Tommy's asking here, how far between the house and the street will it come down?
40 feet from the house. So it's 70 feet currently. So it's about 30 feet shy on
So it
that
needs to be
side.
Both sides. then.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
where my mind was going to. She needs it on both sides.
Yeah.
Well, I don't need anything on that side probably because I hear your concern. And I actually thought about the visibility and I checked that out as well. And I felt like there was good visibility.
Yeah, but the code says in front of the house, first plane of the house, it can't be anything over 4 foot.
Right, right. But I thought that maybe it would be a reasoning behind that is for visibility. So I was checking on that too. I was concerned about that. So I hear what you're saying about that side. I do have a very unsightly neighbor apartment building next door. I did outline that in the paperwork. And I mean, they rent all of those to a variety of neighbors and they've done no storm repair or anything. There's usually 6 to 7 cars. I have pictures showing how many cars are stacked up on their lawn, covering that sidewalk out to the street. So I'd love the privacy, but I also understand your concern with that. Right. I did check it out. I do ride my bike up and down the street. I didn't see it was a problem. So I hear that though.
I like Jim's idea.
I did
of
too.
Slanting it, toward the street.
But to get the effect, what you're looking for, you need to go 2 sections, a gradual slant up.
Was that an
So it
8 foot
covers it.
section? That's probably an 8-foot section, so I think you'll be,
It's a large section.
she's already
I'm not even sure about that slant, honestly, from a design perspective, because you've got a lot of square angles when you look at that picture, and everything is very square angled. It was built in the late 40s. You know, adding a slant in that design, I don't know. I almost am leaning more towards your recommendation, which is taking this out and having an L if I have to. I'm not saying I'm
That's even better. That's
But-
even better.
That's where they're going. I was trying to give you a.
No, and I like it, Jim. I do. I really do from a design perspective, but it changes my whole visual line
All right, cut it
wise
off.
on it. I'm sorry, because I was with you. I'm like, oh, yes, this is good. I can keep half of it. But when I'm thinking about it visually, it doesn't work. So if you're insisting on that panel, then yes, then that I feel like that would be visually better. And it's shorter anyways on the other side. So yeah.
That's all my questions.
I like the fence that you put up. I have.
Thank you.
So-
I tried to make it attractive.
My question, I know Tommy's gonna probably go there next. So we address this where they stop. We need to address the other side so we're not back here again. Because if we address this one right here, cutting off this first panel to 4 foot, she goes back and extends that fence past the front of the house, he's gonna stop, Landon's gonna stop her again.
No. Oh, I see.
Yeah. Cause it's,
Okay.
And I agree with you, Mr. Newman. It would be better, I think, to capture it all in this one variance application, both sides.
Well, so
I thought the picket fence on the low side, or we'll call it the church side, went all the way back to the corner of the house.
Aye.
It does not.
No.
How far does it go?
Well, there's,
Go ahead. I'm sorry,
well,
Katie.
no, I mean, I didn't measure it obviously, but there's a chain link fence back there that either Nell had or the church had. And the picket goes to that, but it's quite a distance back. I mean,
It is. It's
yeah.
about, I want to say 30 feet,
Yeah.
25 from the front lawn, from the walkway, sidewalk.
And Mr. Newman, and I'm looking at the picket fence, but I'm having trouble with it.
yeah, you can't really see go all the way up.
Yeah, how far back it goes. But if the, okay,
Past the
if it's 4 feet to that camellia there and it's picket fencing, the thing about picket fencing is you can see through it.
That is correct.
So, you know, I would not have a visibility issue
If she continued the 7 foot to the picket,
after about where that camellia
I
is.
see.
If she did 7 feet,
Well, see,
beyond
nobody's
that.
driving there. I mean, nobody's trying to come out on the street or anything.
she's already in those
well,
bushes.
I'm a little bit flat-footed here, Ms. Stallworth. Y'all know it better than I do. I'm looking at a picture here with the driveway to the church and thinking about the impact coming out of the church. But I
Well,
think
but see, the pickets are there where
if
there are
there,
bushes back there already that block.
and if those pickets are there, I think that you'll be able to see through those.
Oh, sure.
So I don't see an issue on that side. Yeah, as long as she
does
stays
not
behind
Stays behind the
that camellia that she showed
existing
me.
pickets.
Right.
Fence current.
And I don't think we'll have any trouble doing this tonight since we don't have a room full of people complaining and so they didn't know. So, I think
They're
it's
standing
okay.
outside.
They're standing outside.
I will be honest with you, had code enforcement not picked up on this, probably would never have heard anything out of it. So I think you're all right as well. We have not gotten any complaints from our neighbors.
That's good.
So it's,
I've had lots of compliments. If it's
It's a good looking fence.
It's very attractive. I did wonder about the height,
Didn't
but it
check
is
them
very attractive.
Yeah, thank you.
any other questions? Okay,
I'm good.
all right, thank you.
Okay.
And I'll just ask anybody else out there if you want to come down and speak for or against. Okay, nobody's out. So,
Okay.
okay,
good.
thank you.
Good. Thank you. We don't have to read all 10 of those again.
Yes, we
We
do.
no, we do.
Drag you through the
But you
mud
don't have
one more
to stay.
time. Okay, I closed the public hearing, and so we'll jump right to the 10 criteria again. Okay. First one, an unnecessary hardship exists. The applicant states that the hardship is the structure is contracted, half built and paid for. There's a busy church and an active 5-unit apartment building on the other side. The building apartment replaced an older 7-foot chain link fence that provided a little privacy and did nothing for the look, feel, and integrity of the area. Not to mention the 30-foot overgrown old cedars that we
That
unkept.
were, it's supposed to be were.
Were unkept. Staff notes that the property is adjacent to a church and multi-unit apartment building. Applicant also has 2 apartment units attached to her residence, and so she's trying to address the privacy concern from neighbors. So it's part of her hardship. So I'm okay with the hardship.
I'm okay
number
with
one.
that.
You okay? All right, we're good with number 1. Number 2, there are extraordinary and exceptional conditions pertaining to the particular piece of property. The applicant states the property is located in between a church and a 2-story, 5-unit, poorly maintained apartment building. Staff notes that the property's location between a church and a 2-story multi-unit apartment building may present unique conditions not typically of surrounding single-family residential lots. The presence of adjacent institutional and high-density residential uses could justify the need for increased screening or buffering. I agree with the write-up. I don't have any problem with number 2.
I don't either.
You good? You good? So we're good with number 2. Number 3, the conditions do not generally apply to other property in the vicinity. The applicant states that a neighbor who has not done any storm repairs has siding hanging off, hot pink spray paint on the patio, and roofing paper still all over his roof. Church is an active parking lot with an after-school daycare and daily Meals on Wheels program, plus services in small groups, so there's a lot of activity coming and going. Staff notes that while some nearby properties may share similar zoning, the applicant's parcel appears to experience a high level of activity and visual exposure due to its proximity to a busy church facility and a poorly maintained multi-unit dwelling. These conditions, such as frequent vehicle and pedestrian traffic, noise, and maintenance concerns, may not be present on other residential parcels in the area. So I'm okay with the write-ups on 3.
I am too.
Good? All right, we're in agreement with number 3. Number 4, because the conditions, the application of this chapter to the particular piece of property would effectively prohibit or unreasonably restrict the utilization of the property. The applicant states that the apartment building looks directly at the yard. The church is an active parking lot with an after-school daycare and daily Meals on Wheels program, so there's a lot of activity coming and going. There's a unique situation. This is a unique situation. There are not many properties like this with an apartment and a church right next door. Staff notes that the applicant stated that strict application of the 4-foot fence in the front yard setback may create a level of exposure to the church and the 2-story apartment building. Yes, I'm okay with number 4. You good? You good? Good.
I am. I surely would want to block off those apartments.
Yeah. We're in agreement number 4. Number 5, the authorization of variance will not be a substantial detriment to adjacent property or to the public good, and the character of the district will not be harmed by the granting of the variance. Harm to the character of the district may include structures that are significant out of scale and the creation of potential for the creation of excessive noise, light, traffic, or incompatible late night activity. The applicant states side front fence max height of 4 foot, and the staff notes that the proposed fence height, while exceeding the typical front yard limit, is not anticipated to create adverse impacts such as noise, traffic, or visual obstruction that would be out of character with the surrounding area, given the presence of adjacent non-residential and multifamily uses. A 6-foot fence may be appropriate to buffer their property without being visually intrusive. I will add that we talked about a safety issue we need to address as a condition.
In the motion, we can address that.
Yeah, we'll address that. And this says 6 foot, but we're doing 7 foot. Is that right? Yeah. So are we good with number 5?
Yes.
Mhm.
I'm good. Good, Bill? Good. All right. Number 6 is signs, NA. No, it doesn't apply. Number 7, the Board of Zoning Appeals may not grant a variance to the effect of which would be A, to allow the establishment of a use not otherwise permitted in the zoning district. The use of the property is residential and remain in residence allowed in R7 small lot, single family residential district. The application is not requesting the establishment of a use not otherwise permitted in the district. B, to extend physically a non-conforming use of land. The variance requested pertains solely to the height of the fence in the front yard setback and does not extend to a physically non-conforming use of land. C, to change zoning district boundaries shown on the official zoning map. The application does not propose a change to the zoning district boundaries. So
Good
we're
with
good with
that.
all seven, so we're good with 7. Number 8, if the unnecessary hardship is self-imposed by the applicant, the variance should not be granted. The applicant has explained that the need for the variance comes from the level exposure for adjacent lots that contain a church and a multifamily dwelling, so increasing these, addressing privacy. Yeah. Are we good?
Yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
Good with 8. Number 9, the fact that property may be utilized more properly should a variance be granted shall not be considered grounds for a variance, and the applicant's request is not based on making the property more profitable. I agree with number 9.
Right.
Good, good. Good with 9. Number 10, last one. In granting a variance, the Board of Zoning Appeals may attach to it such conditions regarding the location, character, or other features of the proposed building, structure, or use as the board may consider advisable to promote the public health, safety, or general welfare. And if approved, staff would recommend the following conditions. Number 1, the last section of the fence must be removed or lowered to 3 feet. Is it 3 feet or 4 feet?
Whenever I was looking at this, I was thinking about the 3 feet in a site triangle, but I think 4 feet's more
4 foot.
appropriate.
4 feet.
4 foot or less.
4 foot or less. Okay, let me reread that then. Number 1, the last section of the fence must be removed or lowered to 4 foot or less in height to allow visibility of pedestrians on sidewalk within 30 days of arrival.
What does that mean?
Or approval.
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 Okay,
You read it correctly, though.
Yes, you did.
okay.
And that was just a suggestion in there, the 30 days kind of as a time. But we do need a definite drop dead date, for lack of a better term.
Well, do you think that it can be done in 30 days? I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
okay.
I'm okay.
We'd be happy with 60.
60, just 60 days.
60 days?
60 days.
60 days.
Oh,
All right, we'll
okay.
call it 60 days then. All right, and number 2, the variance is limited to the specific fence height and location as proposed in the application. Any further modification or expansion of the fence that does not conform to current zoning standards may require a separate variance.
But we are,
But I was gonna do number 3, that the 7-foot fence can continue around the property to the existing picket fence on the church side about the second at the location about the second community.
so do we need to adjust number 2 then? Any future modification or expansion of the fence?
I think we kind of leave that there, or we might make 3, 2, and 2.
Yeah, something.
When-
What would
When
be
you
the best
put-
thing to do,
I
John?
think when you put 3 in there, you also, number 3 is allowing the 7 foot on the church side. And then number 2 is saying what's been approved is limited to this. And if you change this, you need to come back.
Okay.
So number 3,
Read that again. Yeah.
read that again.
The 7-foot fence can continue around the property to the existing picket fence on the church side, roughly about the second community.
Is that correct? Okay.
Now, don't go dig up that second one and move it to the other one. So you get
All right, so, we're good with that?
for clarity, what you're saying, I think adding that, this is written so that any other future changes happen after they remove the fence, right? So trying to establish.
Yeah, they're supposed to come back, yeah.
Plant more camellias there. Now that second camellia becomes sixth camellia, right? So.
Well, we got to go with what we have today.
Yeah.
And we don't have a distance that we can really put in there. So it gives us, okay, this gets built today, and then they will have that going forward. So if they change that, you know, we'll see the new boards.
So it's okay.
But don't sell the house, at least for.
So-
We won't be on the board.
I put
Oh, you think you
a
won't?
lower side.
So can we, on
Approximately.
your number 3, can we say as shown in the packet, as shown in the application?
But it's not really showing that.
Well, the second camellia is shown, isn't it?
Or how about where the picket fence is located on
The south side of the house.
8525?
7-foot fence can continue around the property to the existing picket fence on the church side as shown or as of today,
8-5-25.
8/5/25.
Okay. And
And
it is today. So he'll read it again.
Google Earth.
All right. So we got 3 conditions now. And so are we good with all? Item 10 with 3 conditions?
I'm good.
You good? Okay, I'm good too. So we've answered in the affirmative for all 10. Do we have a motion to approve?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion based on the findings previously discussed and voted on. I move that application ZV 25-008, a request by Kara
Right.
sorry. A variance pursuant to Article 6, Section 6.3.4.1 be approved with the following conditions. The last section of fence must be removed or lowered to 4 feet or less in height to allow for visibility of pedestrians on the sidewalk within 60 days of approval. This variance is limited to the specific fence height and location as proposed in the application. Any further modification or expansion of the fence that does not conform to the current zoning standards may require a separate, will require a separate variance. And 3, the 7-foot fence can continue around the property to the existing picket fence on the church side as of today, 8/5/25 per Google Earth.
All right, we got a motion, 3 conditions. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Burkhalter. Any other discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. It's unanimous. Variance is approved. So, you got any more questions about?
My only question is, where do I, nobody seems to know how to resolve this issue with the parking on the street, and I don't want to be Karen. I'm really trying not to be a Karen about it, but I just feel like it doesn't do anything for the neighborhood, number 1. And number 2, you can't walk down the sidewalk. There's a doctor that lives just next door to this apartment whose wife walks her dog every day, and her children up and down the sidewalk. And they park from the, out. So how could I get through this? I mean, do I need to call the police and have them ticket every time?
Correct. That would be a public safety issue
Okay.
because it's on the street. We don't enforce anything in the street. So I would suggest that you.
I don't want to be that woman, you know?
I understand.
I really, really want this addressed because it's just so unnecessary. And half of them that live there don't even speak English. So there's a language barrier. And I don't feel like I want to go out there and tell them to do
No.
either and start.
I would not do that.
Yeah.
So, okay, so it's a public safety.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
You're
Thank you.
talking about the fact they park on the sidewalk.
They park on the sidewalk.
Right.
The lawn that's behind where the trash cans
Right.
are, and then there's those trash cans.
They're those trash cans. I
That's
see those
another
often.
discussion for me.
Yeah.
Right.
He's not even in compliance with any of that, so.
Who owns those apartments now?
Somebody that's had them a long time, I've been told, and I've never seen him around. He's not there. He did that, put the roofing paper up over the
I don't
roofing
know. We
repairs.
know who built the apartments, but is he still alive even? I don't know. But I mean, they've been sold. I'm not sure he's even alive now, so I don't know um, and I really don't know how they got approved there.
Well, and there's, yes, but that, things, I think they were all built, all that stuff before code enforcement and before they had zoning. So, but I would love to see him take care.
I
All right,
know,
well-
it's pretty awful looking.
It is, it's unfortunate because the neighborhood is so nice and it's developing so lovely. But the sidewalk issue is my main
I
concern.
think public safety can take care of that.
Yeah.
Every time I call, this is Susie.
Thank you. Good luck. Good luck to you.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Mhm.
Y'all have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
One more thing on the. No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
You asked about training.
Yes, sir.
You want to bring it?
It's about that time of year for me to start scheduling y'all's annual training. You may have gotten an email from this municipal association where they were providing some training. But my question really is, do y'all want me to, and I can't remember her name,
Spencer.
Spencer, yes. Would you like for me to set something up with her again this year as we've done in the past?
I like her.
I like it too.
All right, and if so, I need to get with the planning commission. I'm asking y'all first just because I did. And but last year, and typically it's been the Wednesday after Thanksgiving week, which will be the first week in December, which will mean y'all will have a meeting on Tuesday night and then meet there on Wednesday night. Is that doable for y'all?
Mhm.
I'm
Same-
okay with that.
Same as you did last year.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, let's save that date then, please.
Okay.
All right.
And
Oh,
yeah, that's it for me.
anything else?
Nope.
All right. Meeting adjourned.